Welcome to Game Set Smash, where the meltdown is public and the tea is hot. The Australian Open carries on into week 2 with already a lot of tea being spilled. We've also got BOAST CEO Matt Feuer to speak about the brand's revival and play a little game called Serve or Served. Let's get this show started. Welcome to Game Set Smash. I'm your host, Liya Davidov, the brains behind and the beauty of this magical show in front of you. Unfortunately, we do start this week's tennis tea with the fact that Stan Wawrinka has officially said goodbye to Australian Open, losing his final match to Taylor Fritz in 4 sets. And as much as I'm hurting inside, all I really want to do is rub it in ChatGPT's face for predicting that Wawrinka would lose a round before. So beat that, AI. Beat that. Also saying goodbye to Australia is Naomi Osaka, who withdrew with injury. She did say that her body has changed quite a bit since the pregnancy a few years ago, and she just has to be more cautious with the certain tells in her body. This, of course, makes room for qualifier Madison Inglis to step up to the 4th round and take on Iga Swiatek. The most entertaining goodbye, in my opinion, that we've seen in week 1 was Pablo Carreño Busta throwing his racket bag across the court after losing his match in a crucial tiebreak, causing many internet debates about how gentlemanly the tennis sport really is. And to be fair, it was a very close call at a very crucial part of the match, and any tennis player has been there before. I get it. We all get it. The only difference is some of us don't actually throw our racket bag across the court. Something really exciting that we've seen this year at the Australian Open is that 16 qualifiers made it past the first round and into the second. We had 9 on the men's bracket and 7 in the women's. Could this be a shift in tennis? And now for the half-point review of ChatGPT's predictions of the Australian Open. We, of course, have to bang this one out. Paul versus Davidovich Fokina. Of course, Paul was getting through it. The Tommy Paul principle is, in fact, intact. Okay, people? Now, did I expect the Spaniard to retire? No. Did I expect this kind of a blowout in the first 2 sets? No. But Paul did make it through. And Liya is always right. I let the victor get a little bit to my head there. Let's just move on really quick. ChatGPT also mistook a few other 4th round matches that we're gonna see. For example, Alexander Zverev is gonna face Francisco Cerundolo, who took out Rublev, which ChatGPT predicted would take on Zverev. Likewise, Medvedev takes on Tien, not Ajay Aliassim. And all the way at the bottom of the men's singles bracket, we have Darderi taking on countryman and 2-time defending champion Jannik Sinner, a player in which ChatGPT had losing a first round. And of course, I already rubbed it in AI's face, but just in case they didn't get the message clear just yet, you did have Wawrinka losing a round before he actually did. So once again. Now on the women's side, we have Victoria Mboko taking on Aryna Sabalenka in the 4th round, where ChatGPT saw Sabalenka going up against Clara Tauson. Mboko and Tauson did have a 3-set battle in the round before, just as ChatGPT predicted, so I will give them that. Farther down, Paulini fell to Iva Jovic in the 3rd round, and Alexandrova was a 1st round loss to qualifier Sonmez. So the 4th round here is Jovic versus Putintseva. Anisimova takes on Xinyu Wang, who AI cast aside as a 1st round loss. And of course, Osaka's withdrawal, which ChatGPT did not predict, sees Iga Swiatek taking on Madison Inglis. Now, we have not heard much about this qualifier throughout the tournament, but she has managed to sneak her way into the 4th round and into the 2nd week of the slam. Obviously, taking out Swiatek would finally put her in a conversation map, but maybe she'll be able to handle that spotlight if she's able to make it through 6-time Grand Slam champion Iga Swiatek. Either way, I'm watching you, girl, and I like what you're doing out there. Now, one hot topic that reignites when the slam season commences is tennis fashion. In the past recent years, including this one, we've seen many established brands taking huge risks and not exactly paying off. Some are even doing not enough. And the tennis fashion scene is at a very critical stage. So we are bringing on Matt Feuer, the CEO of BOAST, the original American tennis fashion company, to finally give us an insider scoop on what's really happening and to play a little game that we like to call Serve or Served. Let's head over to field reporter Liya, who's standing with Matt now.
Thank you, Liya. I'm here with the CEO of the original American tennis brand BOAST, which is making a comeback into tennis fashion with its timeless looks and rich history. Welcome, Matt, to Game Set Smash.
Thank you.
BOAST was originally founded in the 70s as an American response to European brands. How is it re-solidifying its place in the tennis fashion scene today?
We think that the need for these original heritage tennis brands to make a resurgence, I think a lot of the incumbent brands have done a really good job with the market in general, but we just feel like it's missing some of the core old school classic looks.
Well, the Japanese maple leaf has seen some on-court looks with players like Donald Young, but also some celebrity off-court moments. It's been worn by George W. Bush, portrayed by Tom Cruise in Risky Business, which is not too shabby. How is the history of BOAST playing into where you are today and where you see it going?
Yeah, I think one of the reasons why it's resonating now is because of the history of the brand. You know, just to launch a new brand, which was another option when we wanted to get into the space, didn't seem authentic or genuine. So having those deep roots from the 70s and 80s in pop culture, on the court, off the court, is just making the brand resurgence move a lot faster, and it feels more authentic to be in the space.
And you've come at a great time because tennis fashion is booming. At the US Open alone, tennis fans are all about dressing the part more than anything else. How are you taking advantage of the tennis aesthetic, so to speak?
Yeah, I think what we're doing primarily is, leaning into the original looks of the brand. We're not going crazy with patterns and crazy fabrics. We're keeping it true to that original heritage, and that original heritage is what people want to wear on and off the court. So you're seeing, as you said, more and more lifestyle looks, and so we're going to continue to design into the original lifestyle heritage of the brand and lean into the real tennis consumer.
Amazing. And I think it's time that we address the elephant, or should I say leaf, in the room, because you know as well as I do that the Japanese maple does closely resemble another very popular leaf.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Amazing. That's great news, I think, for you. How often is it getting mistaken for marijuana?
I think with people that remember the brand, that played in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, it's not mistaken. But anybody that's discovering the brand now clearly has a question about it.
Yes.
So, what we're trying to do is lean into our word mark with the leaf, embracing the leaf, but as part of the word mark, not, throwing it in people's faces and creating an unnecessary conversation. Although, we feel that if you're in the know, you're in the know, and it's a little bit an irreverent brand identity, and, we love it. Our consumer seems to like it. So.
Yeah. I mean, weed is making a comeback, so to speak. It's becoming legal in more and more states, if that's any consolation.
Yeah, it's for us, we're ignoring it. We are completely leaning into the heritage that it's a Japanese maple.
Fair. And you know what? Game Set Smash is here to help set the leaf record straight with a leaf debunking smash at the end of the episode. But first, as the CEO of a major tennis fashion brand, we're going to put your taste to the test. It is only fitting, pun intended. We have a segment called Serves or Served, where I've put together a bunch of fashion statements from ATP players over the years, and all you have to do is tell us whether it serves, present tense, still a relevant look, or if it's served, past tense, not super fashionable anymore.
Okay.
Are you ready to get this started?
I'm ready.
This is Serves or Served with the original American tennis brand CEO. The first one is a very popular new trend that we've seen in the last few years.
I'm not a big fan of tank tops for tennis. I can respect what this brand did regarding trying to bring the fashion forward, but again, I think for us, it's we like a little bit more of a classic style. So I would serve that one.
Served, past tense.
You're right.
There are a few players on tour today with extremely short shorts. Here's a few options for you here. What do you feel about this in men's fashion?
from a fashion perspective, I would probably make them a little longer. From an on-court perspective, if that's what the players feel makes them the most comfortable, I would continue to wear it, and we offer both lengths. Personally, I wouldn't wear the short shorts, but
it's serving.
But it's serving a purpose.
It's serving a purpose. Okay, here's a classic little look here.
I have a bigger problem with the hair than the actual outfit.
Kokkinakis is known for making a few fashion statements on court. What is the happening here? There's a lot of colors, a lot of patterns, a lot of chaos.
A lot of chaos. Again, not a BOAST look. The shirt would look a lot better with our leaf on it. I would probably wear it if it had our leaf on it.
And Francis Tiafoe also has a few on-court statements. Let's run a few of his looks. Again, the tank top sleeves here. I know what you're going to say, but this one not so much.
No, and I think he's changed brands recently,
Yes.
And some of his new stuff is a little bit more subtle and has sleeves, and he's looking really good now, and
Yes.
I love him as a player. Not that one.
Not. This has been Serves or Served with the original American tennis brand's CEO.
Thank you, Liya. We'll be back with you and Matt shortly for the epic smash at the end of the episode with a few surprise guests, so I'm told. While they get set up, let's see what our musical guest has in store for us today. Now, of course, the only upcoming tournament is the conclusion of the Australian Open, which we are following along so diligently, mostly to put ChatGPT to rest. And with that, let's head back to field reporter Liya.
It's officially time to set the Leaf record straight. We've got all the BOAST kids here for this absolute moment that Matt has been waiting for. You've got your safety goggles on, you've got a safety pin at the ready, and we've got a marijuana balloon to smash because the Japanese maple leaf is here to stay. Matt, whenever you're ready.
All right.
How do you feel? How do you feel?
It's a Japanese maple. We're sticking with it.
Japanese maple. You heard it here first, folks.
All right.
Perfect.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you all, guys.